What's going on, everybody? We back. Of course, this is Broad Street 4 for 4. We back for another episode, man. It feels good to be back, man. We're gonna do another show. We're gonna do exactly what it is we do. What's up, fellas? I'm back with my gang, my team. How everybody feeling tonight? James Wizard, what's up, man? What? How you feeling?
Good, man. Feeling good. Happy to be back with my brothers, man. Miss y'all. It feel like we went a while without an episode, so I'm ready to get started.
Ain't no question. That was that Thursday Eagles game that threw us off a little bit, but we back in full effect. We're gonna do what we do, man. JD, what's up with you, man? How you feeling?
Been a long time.
Long time, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with you? You alright, JD? How everything over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to take over this pick six thing this week. That's all I'm focused on.
The pick six race is tightening up. It's tightening up. My man 2M's, Money McCline, Money Mike. What's up, Mike? How you feeling?
Feeling like $1 million, ready to rock and roll, come back on. You know, I'm 2 games out of first place, about to come back on.
Everybody getting serious about this pick six, man. We still need our listeners to help us come up with a wager, man. We trying to come up with a friendly wager. We might not do money, we might do push-ups. We don't know. Anybody, our fans, remember to follow us on Instagram, Podbean, iTunes, Twitter, Facebook, man, and leave some comments and some suggestions on our wager on what our pick six. And of course, our pick six is we pick 6 games every NFL week, and we make our picks. We post those, and you guys can follow along with us too. Make your picks, see the games, pick with us, and we'll incorporate that in the show. My name is Chris Colazzo. Collectively, we make up Broad Street 4 for 4. So we back for another show. We got a good show lined up for everybody. We're going to briefly recap the Giants and Eagles game. Of course, we had a big win Thursday. Eagles pulled out a big win. I think we needed that win. As fans, we needed to see that win, a dominant win, and it was our most impressive win. I think everybody can agree to at this point in the season. We also going to preview the Carolina game this Sunday. We got a home game against Carolina. We're going to talk. We're going to do our pick six, but we also going to talk some Sixers. We 1-1 right now, early season, obviously, so we'll talk some Sixers. And we're going to do a top 5. This time it's going kind of got a little spin to it. We're going to do our top 5 most disliked NBA players of all time. So we'll have some fun with that. But we're going to start off right now, man. I'm going to start off with my man James Wizard, man. We're going to talk briefly about this Giants recap, the big one against the Giants. Woody Wood, what you got, man?
It was so refreshing. I felt like it was the first game where the Eagles actually played like the Eagles from last year. Like, they gave me offense, they gave me tenacity, they gave me just a sense of urgency. I absolutely loved it. It was a joy to watch every down. Even when the game was in hand, it was just, I didn't want to turn the game off. And now part of me was like, man, save some of this for next week, because we need that same intensity against these Panthers. But yeah, I just loved it. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. It was lovely.
Right. Good stuff. JD, what you got?
Yeah, I love that game. I kind of figured our defensive line would get after Eli because their O-line was so whack. I didn't expect Saquon to go off like he did. I expected him to have some, big plays, but just a long pass play, long run plays. I think, what he had over like 200 something yards.
I believe so. Total yards from scrimmage, man. He's a man.
So that was the only bad part I saw, man. Otherwise, we look good out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a heck of a game. I'm glad. It's the first time I seen them play. Just so I agree with Wood. That was the best game they played this year.
Definitely. By far. Real quick, 2M's, what you got, Money Mike?
Yeah, I feel like, they did play their best game, but it was the Giants, so I don't want to discount the effort, but what they showed was that they were good in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Last year, that's what we did that made the Super Bowl Bowl champions. We were the most complete football team, and I think a little more balanced. But one concerning thing I did notice during that game is just we're susceptible for the big plays, just the big plays.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we have good numbers. If you look at it, we have good numbers for the overall. But you see the majority, they might have had 4 plays that gave them 150 yards out of the total yards they had.
Right.
Might have been 4 plays that equaled that. A couple long runs, Saquon, a couple pass plays.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But overall, it was a good, complete game.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I agree with you, man, completely on both your points, man. I think this was our first game where we kind of played. We played well offensively, defensively, and special teams, all 3 phases of the game. And to your second point of the big plays, man, we are susceptible to that. But I think we've been noticing that throughout the season. But you know what? Saquon's a special player, man, and he made some big plays. And you know what, man? Our defense, man. They're good. I like what Schwartz does. And remember, we got shredded in the Super Bowl. We gave up the most yards, you know what I'm saying? So it's not so much we do give up big plays. It's about keeping teams out of the end zone, and we did a good job of that last week. So there's some concerning points, and I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys are most concerned about. But again, man, I think everybody in the whole city feels like obviously this was the first game all season we put a complete game together. So well, how do you guys tell me about maybe your main concerns right now that you have that maybe you saw in the Giants game that you guys are necessarily maybe concerned about in the future or the season as it goes on. Wood. Yeah, let me I'm direct that to you, Wood.
Appreciate it. The defensive backs, even though they played a good game, I'm still concerned about them because they've been consistently poor. So I'd like for them to tighten it up. Hopefully, this is going to give them the push, the momentum that they need to be productive, specifically number 31. I'm excited to see him perform at the level that he performed last year. Also concerned about the wide receivers on the offense. I feel like Alshon Jeffries can't do it by himself. And that's pretty much it. Because Carson Wentz has the unique ability to work people in, to get everyone involved, spread the ball around. He's exciting to watch. I'm a believer, man. I know I was a little still riding that Super Bowl high with Nick Foles, but man, oh man, Carson Wentz is something special. So yeah, if he just get a little help, the game I'm looking forward to is I know. I don't want to look past the Panthers, but I'm really looking forward to this overseas game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to be on stage for the world. The world is going to probably, like soccer, their football more than our American football. But I hope that the Eagles put on an offensive display to just show the world that the Eagles are the real deal. So I can't wait for that early game. I'm not really waiting for the start time. No, it's going to be mad early. I made sure I DVR and everything. And so with 8:30 a.m. start time, jeez. But anyway, I don't want to get too off topic, but I just want to see more production from the D-backs and the wide receivers specifically.
Okay, D-backs and wide receivers. JD, what you got, man? What's some of your concerns that you may have saw in the Giants game, and some of the concerns that you have moving forward?
I know I've been harping on D-backs all year, but I'm not gonna even touch that subject. I'm gonna go to the O-line. I think Peters, he got a torn tricep, and this guy couldn't block anybody. With a good arm. Now he's going to try to play through that. I think we're definitely at trouble at the left tackle spot. But I think Peters is a liability, and Lane Johnson is hurt also. And I think you saw both of them in the first half of the Giants game. They were getting ate up out there.
Yeah, they definitely struggle. Hey, Ron, let me ask you this. I think this is Peters' last year. I think Peters is a future Hall of Fame. I think the Eagles as well as Peters, they kind of have that they have a relationship where I think if he wants to play, he's kind of I guess earned it. People say he's earned the right to play. Do they have a viable option other than Peters at left tackle?
I think you got to go Big V like last year. I think a couple times he's been in there though. This year he struggled, but he showed he could get it done last year. So I think you got to go with him.
Right.
And just put him in there. I think you got to just set Peters down, man, for a couple games. Just let him get healthy. But well, it depends on the opponent also.
Right.
I think for the Carolina game, they probably should set him down, but
right.
What all the reports have been saying that he's going to try to play. So
yeah, I think he is.
So that's a concern, and then I think that's my biggest concern, really. Okay. I'm not going to harp on the wide receivers. I don't think it's anybody coming in. I mean, maybe Howie makes a move, maybe for Cooper, but Oakland wants a 1 for Cooper. You can't give him a first-round pick for Cooper. This dude leads the league in drops. He's tied with Crabtree.
And I think he's always at the top of the league in that list year to year. I'm not big on Cooper. McCline, how do you feel about Cooper and maybe some of your other concerns moving forward? But start off with Cooper. McCline.
Man, Cooper, I mean, the guy's not worth a first-round pick, but I think he will help us because our receivers are that poor. I mean, overall, some speed on the outside. Aguilar, I seen they move Matthews outside and put Aguilar back in the slot a lot last week. Just going with what play to people's strengths, and I guess our guy is just a fill-in Matthews. So I think he's definitely an upgrade, but I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him with a 20-foot pole.
Yeah.
Not for a first-round pick.
Not for a
first round.
I could give up a fifth. Hold on, can I jump in?
Go ahead.
What about what's the name just straight for that running back? And they gave up a fifth. Jacksonville. Damn.
Who they trade for? I missed that one.
It was
man, y'all messing me up, man.
Because they saying Fournette.
I was hoping y'all, because Fournette's hurt.
Yeah, he's not looking good neither to come back.
Gonna back me up on that one.
Hyde? Is it Hyde?
Yeah, Carlos Hyde.
They got Hyde? Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, they got him for like a fifth rounder.
Oh, we could have made that move.
Yeah, we definitely could have made that move.
Right.
That's all I was going. That's all I was asking.
Right.
Do you think how we could have probably? Should he have made that move?
I think he's a proven. I think he's a proven back. Again, like Mike said about Cooper, I think he's a slight upgrade.
But I think just for a fifth-round pick, I think that's worth it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. Definitely for a fifth round. Yeah, you go make that happen. Go make that happen.
I mean, just like Amari Cooper, I wouldn't give a first, a second, or a third. But I mean, if you get down to those late round picks, you know what I'm saying? It might be worth it.
Right.
But when somebody says like a first round pick, nah, I couldn't do that. Like you got to be the real deal for me to give up a first round.
Let me. Go ahead, Ron.
No, you got it.
I think Cooper is a talented receiver. I really do, but I don't know. He's a little. I'm not gonna say he's a head case, but he's kind of like, you know what I mean. He's got that little slight issue. I don't want to paint the guy as a bad guy. He's definitely talented, and I think he's an upgrade, like McCline said. But it definitely depends on what you would give up for him. Definitely not a first round, and not a second round. Maybe a third round. I don't know. But I think he would be an upgrade at this point, to be honest with you. But and maybe a new environment helps him out. I don't know. Maybe a new environment coming to a Super Bowl team helps him out. But as far as my concern, Rome, you touched on one of them, but we spoke about it prior to the show. But My biggest concern, or I think my difference between the Eagles this year and last year, I think, is in the trenches, on the line, on the offensive line and the defensive line. I don't think we have that same rotation we had last year on the defensive line. Cox kind of almost seems like he's in there by himself. Who's the guy we brought in? Jernigan?
Michael Bennett.
Uh,
I think well,
no,
Michael Bennett's been making plays though.
no, Bennett's been making plays.
Yeah, they
At,
play more.
Yeah, our D line is playing okay. I still, with the rotation we had last year, I still give last year's D line a nudge, a little bit, playing a little bit better than this year's, and our O line, man, I think those are the biggest differences between our team this year and last year, because we had the same roster. You know what I mean? We had the same roster for the most part, but injuries and we all know receivers and things like that, and the D backs. We got the same defensive backs, so yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see as we move forward, man. We got a big game coming up right now against Carolina this Sunday, a home game. We'll have Carolina and I believe Jacksonville after that before our bye week. I believe I'm correct, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Panthers, man. Let's talk about the Panthers and what do you guys see from that game? Do you expect the Eagles to pull it out? How will we pull it out? How do we pull it out? What do you like in that game, JD? Let me know. Let me hear what you got on that one, JD.
Yeah, I think you got Carolina's fourth in defense. They got the linebackers, Kuechly and Davis. So, I mean, it's going to be tough out there. Kuechly just it seems like he makes every play. The guy's just so smart out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Eagles could get him. I watched the Carolina Redskins game, and I saw Redskins made some big plays against them. So I think it's opportunities there, especially with Ertz, Alshon, Clemens looks like he's healthy now. Smallwood's been playing big, so I think we got a good opportunity to make some big plays, man. So I don't expect us to miss a beat. I see us beating them. I see us getting after Cam. Hopefully they just stay in their rush lanes and don't try to. But that's the one thing I hate about that wide nine thing. Especially when they come around too wide with a running quarterback, then he has the lane and he could just run up like you. Chris Long has to, and he hasn't been getting any pressure this year. I'm kind of disappointed with that guy.
He seems like he's a day late and a dollar short on every play, man. He's one or two
like
steps.
Last year, he was putting consistent pressure, but this year, it looks like age caught up with him, man.
Definitely.
That's how quick it is in the NFL, man.
Definitely.
One year you look dominant, next year he just like you said, man.
And I
he's
think
like 2 or 3 steps too late.
Right. And I think we were deeper last year. I think our defensive line were fresher last year. It seemed like our rotation was a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, Wood, what you got, man? What do you like out of this Carolina? What don't you like? How do you see the Eagles and this game playing out?
Killer Cam. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. That brother is dynamic.
You could have let that John play for a little bit.
Yeah, I know y'all like that. Purple Haze, one of his best albums. Hey, listen now, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. We barely won last year. We just forced him to make mistakes. So I'm hoping that we could do the same thing. He's such a dynamic quarterback. He can throw the ball tight. He can run. He's strong. He can evade possible sacks. So I see us getting hurries on him, but I see him scrambling a lot. I think he's the game changer. He's the X factor. If we can get him to make mistakes, because I remember last year he was getting frustrated on the sidelines and he was throwing. I think he threw some crucial interceptions or incomplete passes. So if we can do that again, there's hope, and I know he's probably got this game circled because he's got some revenge to dish out. I'm pretty sure he wants to show show the world that the Panthers can get back on top. Because they're just only a couple years removed, maybe 2 or 3 years removed from being one of the upper echelon teams in the NFL. So I'm excited to see him play. I don't like his after game choices when he dresses in those weird he dresses in those weird outfits. But hey, man, that's the game. That's the nature of the game now. Everybody does that. NBA, NFL. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's the key. Get to Cam. Make him make mistakes.
I couldn't agree with you more. Cam Ryan, you done played the Cam Ryan music, now I'm calling him Cam Ryan. Cam Newton is definitely a special player. He normally is the X factor whenever he steps on the field. He's that dynamic of a player. However, if you shake Cam up, I think that's the key, to shake him up and shake him up early. Because if he gets hot, if he gets in rhythm, Cam could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He can make every throw. Obviously, he can beat you with his legs as well as the pass. And again, that X factor and him just being a dynamic player that he is. But I think if you rattle him, get to him early, then the game can go the complete opposite. He could throw 3 picks, get frustrated, head not be there, and him not be that X factor. McCline,
being on the sideline wilding like Odell Beckham Jr. was, I agree.
Definitely, and this is a good game for us, man. And I think if the Eagles win, they'll prove something to us as fans, and they'll prove something to themselves as a team. They'll, I think we all expected them to beat the Giants, and they did what they did. They didn't just beat them; they beat them decisively, and that's what we wanted to see. And this will be a great test for them to play a solid team, and at home. I think if we play our best game, and they play our best game, and they play their best game, we should win. I think we're the better team, and that's what I want to see them do. McCline, 2 M's. What you got? What do you like about this game? How do you see this game playing out? Give me some matchups you might see that are some advantages and or disadvantages, and do you see the Eagles getting this win?
The only thing I'm worried about in this game is our slot cornerback. Our young guy, the rookie, he's in his second year. He's hurt, pulled a hamstring.
Sidney Jones, right?
Sidney, yeah. Sidney's
hurt.
That's
a big injury, yeah.
I think I think we probably make some adjustments. But, he was solid. He wasn't the best, but he was young, so you can live with his mistakes. I don't think he was out there looking like barbecue chicken. But, so I think he'll do better. I think that's something to worry about, especially with them using that little guy. They'll split him out like Westbrook, McCaffrey. They'll use him just like Westbrook, put him out there in the slot. He can kill anybody. He can run past. He can run routes. He's pretty sharp. So that's the only thing that concerns me. But other than that, I think we're beating that kitty cat up. And that Sunday afternoon, the kitty cat getting beat up.
Right.
That's the Carolina Kittens.
Yeah, that's all they are.
Right. Rome, JD, any matchups that you like or dislike for us specifically at any position players or matchups period that you see us taking advantage of or them?
I think our D is going to show up this week, man. I think the way Schwartz played it last week was smart. Get them guys in more of a bump and run.
Definitely.
So then it throws the receiver off, throws that Cam's timing off a little bit more, and allows our pass rush to get there. It gives us like an extra second if you get them up there. Because before that, you saw Darby, this guy's playing 10, 15 yards off the receiver, man.
Right.
What type of, I don't get that defense, man. I just don't get it, man.
A receiver could run 6, 7, 8 yards.
And the receiver's burning you, then that guy shouldn't be on the field.
Right.
Or is it just me?
I concur.
I don't get that, man.
Yeah,
but
all the receiver has to do is turn around, and he's got 8 yards every catch the way they play.
Yeah, and then that's what was happening. And then everybody's like, well, it's not Mills' fault and Darby's fault. They're great tacklers. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know what, man? I hope our D shows up this week. Carolina's 28th in offense. So we should get after these guys, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Point blank, we should get after these guys this week. Just keep Cam in the pocket, force him to beat you with his arm, and we should come out there with a win, man. We should win by 10.
By 10.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Somebody give me any predictions on what you think this game, how you guys see this low scoring game, high scoring game? What you guys got?
Yeah, I think last year was a low scoring game. I'm seeing the same. However, though, Rome enlightened me, telling me about their offense. Is that pass offense, rush offense, or total offense?
They're 28th in total offense, 28th in passing, 10th in rushing.
That's lovely.
And that's because Cam has damn near. Cam has 200 yards rushing.
Right. Are they?
Cam at 349.
You said they're 10th in rushing? I thought they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're 28th overall in offense, 28th in the pass, and 10th in rushing.
Yeah, 10th in rushing. Okay, yeah, I thought they were a little better than that, but yeah, a lot of that has to do what you said, Rome, exactly. Cam. So yeah.
You keep him in the pocket, we should get out of here with a win, man. But
Yeah.
you know he always makes some mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like you said, we get him rattled early. And you know with him, they don't like calling the roughing the passing penalties on him.
Right.
That's a very good point. True
Get
that.
a couple shots in on
Get a
him.
lick on him.
Yeah. And we don't get a flag in there, we
Right.
good, man.
Right.
Rattle him early. Let Michael Bennett take a couple shots on him. Fletcher Cox.
Right.
Then he throws 2 or 3 picks, man.
Yeah.
And we got the fight song playing out there. Jordan Hicks was to the house, man.
Yeah, I think if we get a defensive turnover early, it's almost Cam's MO. I try to root for Cam, but you definitely shake him early. He could definitely be in for a long game, a long night. So hopefully that's the case. I like that point though, Rome. I like our D to play big. Hopefully that's the case, and we show up and our D plays well. I think that's the case, man. I like the Eagles getting the win, whether it's a high scoring game or low scoring game. I'm not sure. I like the Eagles getting the win, man. I like the Eagles putting 2 wins together, but yeah.
Yeah, 2 straight. I like 2 straight, man.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
Wait, Jacksonville, I don't want to jump ahead, but the way they're playing, man, the Eagles can win 3 straight, man.
3 straight.
Going
3 straight.
to the bye high, man.
Yeah.
And I
feeling good.
Right. I think that's important, man, to go into that bye. What, 5-3 is the best we can go in right now? We're 3-3, so if we win our next 2, we go in 5-3, and with a lot of confidence. That's another thing about our team last year and this year. We won games and we went on a big run, but we built confidence week to week, and confidence is big, as you guys know. Yeah, man. Hopefully the Eagles get a win. I think we will. Is everybody agreeing that the Eagles get a win this week?
Yeah, well, I can't speak for the brothers, but
jumping into the pick 6.
Ain't no question.
Is that what you saying? It was. We jumping into the
Broad Street 4 for 4. Pick 6. The best part of the night. The
Y'all know where I was going with that, man. And the things is heating up over here, man. They're heating up in this win column over here at Broad Street 4 for 4. So we need all our listeners, man. Follow us, iTunes, Podbeam, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. pretty much every social media platform you can think of, man. Follow us, look at the games we post, and pick your picks. Make your picks, man, and we'll incorporate that on the show, man. Because this is where things are fun. This is where we get to go head up against each other, and everybody's pretty competitive up here on Broad Street 444. But what, man? Lay it out, man. This your segment of the show, man. Take over and do what you do.
Just a quick recap. In week 6, we had Jerome Dooley win. We had 4-2. Chris and Mike came in tied at 3-3, and myself 2-4. Lowly in the basement. It is quite cold now that the seasons are changing. So I'm going to remain positive, and we move towards the midpoint of the season. We have to stay positive. Overall, Chris, 21-14-1. He leads the pack barely, with Jerome close with 20-15-1. And Mike bringing up the rear at 19-16-1, the third, I should say, and me bringing up the rear at 16-19-1 overall. So it's a really tight race, a three-way race. It could be anybody's. You guys are looking good. However, I'm coming back.
You gotta watch out, because in the basement, that black and white TV, they tend not to work when it gets too cold down there, man. So when you up there, you gotta walk up there and hit that clicker and try to turn the 29, that UHF 29 to watch it. Sometimes you might not get a good signal, but so you can't even watch the Eagles game, man.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
That's
I
rough.
gotta make some moves because I don't want that to happen. Can one of you cool brothers throw me a blanket? Because this is again, it's getting cold down here, man.
I'm gonna just throw you a hanger for that antenna, man. I'm gonna throw you that hanger for that antenna.
I think you'll warm up if you get some Eagles wins, boy. You'll be all right, man. So hopefully you get some wins, man, and come on out of there, man. I want to see us all do good. I think we'll all have. Do you think we'll all have a winning record at the end of the year, fellas?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Well, we still got.
I think, Bud, you get so far under 500. That's what's messing you up. What are you? 5 games under?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, you need to go, man.
Yeah.
Because if you slide too far back, man, you're never going to get back in it.
Yeah, it'll be hard to catch up.
That's the key. Stay positive.
Get close to the birthday point, man.
Hey, Wood, just give them about 2 to 3 weeks of 4 to 2 picks. That's all you need, man. And you back to being 500, man. At least 500. That's where it starts.
Enjoy it now, gentlemen. Enjoy it now. We're gonna be victorious at the end of the season.
Hey. All right, man. JD, man, what you got for us on the games this week?
So the first game is Carolina at Philly, and we all got the Eagles winning that. Me, I got the Eagles winning by 10, 27-17. That's my. I'm the only one that usually gives a score in the game, right?
Yeah,
y'all don't do scores.
No, you typically the only one. I'll give a score this week though myself. I like the 27-17. I think tight game in the first half. I think we make the plays. I think we go in at halftime, maybe up 17-6. Cam a little frustrated. I think we start to pull away late third quarter in the fourth and make our move. I like 20. You said 27-17, JD. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll go 27. I'll go 27-13. I'll go 27-13. But definitely Eagles.
Wood and Mike, y'all throwing out a score or no?
No.
Yeah, I'm going Birds. 30.
Mike got that.
Yes.
Hanging 30 on them?
They 30. 2 weeks in a row we at home. We gonna roll this week.
I like it. I hope you right, Mike, on the score as far as the score.
All right, now next game is New Orleans at Baltimore.
New Orleans at Baltimore. You know what? I could see Baltimore winning at home in this cold weather. However, is this my upset pick? I forgot the picks. You know what? At home Baltimore. What do I do here? I'm going
already
Drew.
circled my pick, so he can't say I'm copying.
I want to go Baltimore. You know what? Y'all sent me the picks early in the week, and I forgot. I immediately went through in my head and said I got I have who I had. I forgot who. You know what? I'm going. Let me see. Baltimore's home. I'm going to Saints. I'm gonna still go Drew Brees. Right. I'm gonna ride the high hand right now.
Okay, I got. All right, Wood, you going or you want me to go?
Yeah, go in like the order of the people who are doing well. I'll bring up the rear. I'll be last.
So I'm next. New Orleans at Baltimore. Drew Brees has never beaten Baltimore. I'm going Ravens. Go other birds. Them black birds.
Other birds.
Be flying all on them. Knock Kamara out of the game. For talking trash. We win.
No,
Birds.
I
Baltimore birds.
I could like it at this part at this time of the year. Cold weather. Baltimore's tough at home. Who you got, McCline?
Baltimore, the weather, like you just alluded to, I just don't see those guys play football on a ping pong down there on that turf. His numbers are inflated. I love Drew Brees. His numbers are inflated. He never had to play outside, man. I'm saying that's all. And in the cold game, he only beat the Eagles that 1 year because Nick Foles was quarterback and wasn't ready for the bright lights. But other than that, they don't win outside, man. They lost the game up there in Minnesota. Even if he does play well, they don't win.
Do you think that they're for real? Because they kind of got the Rams and them as the class of the NFC. I don't see anybody in the NFC as the decisive team. I mean, obviously Rams, but until they prove they could do it in the playoffs, I think they lost in the first round last year, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
They give up some points. Their defense, they might score points, but they give up points.
Exactly. They got to put up 34, 35 because they putting up. They give up that every game. So I still like Philly, man. We're battle tested with the champs, but not to jump off track or nothing, but yeah, I think the Saints. They have them and the Rams as the class of the NFC. So are the Saints for real? I think this would be a good test. I like that Baltimore pick though.
Yeah, I think they're for real at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Once they ain't on that turf, you slow them down. That's how they always been since Breeze has been there.
Yep.
Up at home, you get them on the road, you beat them.
I think that's I think I circled Baltimore when y'all told me, but I'm not going to renege that. No, seriously, because I'm looking at the picks now, and the rest of the games I see, I don't even have to think of them, and I think that was the one game.
Hold on. Who you going with?
No, I'm not changing nothing, Wood. I forgot I'm talking too much, Wood. You ain't even do your pick, Wood. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Wood.
Doing a different approach this week, fellas.
Okay.
This is my approach to picking is doing pick six. Of course, I'm always picking Philly. Now, I'm going to look at the team's mascots and see who would really win in a fight. All right, so I'm thinking about a Saint. He's like a real good dude. He don't want to hurt nobody. He's just real positive. Oh, look at the bird. The bird's so nice. Oh, the bird, the raven, Edgar Allan Poe called the raven, nevermore. He's going to attack his eyeballs and eat his eyeballs. The Baltimore Ravens will win against the New Orleans Saints. Or New Orleans Saints. Yeah. And I had a cousin way back in the day. We were both kids, and I was in the living room in North Carolina. And I said, I'm from Philly. I said, where you from? And she said, I'm from Baltimore. It always stuck with me. You know how certain things stick with you, into your adulthood. I'll never forget how she said Baltimore. So, yeah, for her, I'm picking Baltimore. And that a Raven would kill a Saint.
All right, that's it. So we got Chris is the only one picking the Saints.
I went back to my sixth. I went back to the text. Let me just say this. I went back to the text, and Rome text the games. My response was, I like those. I might go 6-0 this week. I said we might all go 6 for 6. And then I said, I got a curve already. And Rome responded after that. But go ahead, JD.
So what was your curve?
You know what? That was
who you picked, man.
No, I can't renege on my pick. I'm going to Saints.
Your curve might.
All right, he's going with the Saints. He's not
picking down.
He's not being wishy-washy.
All right, Next game, Houston at Jacksonville.
I gotta go Jacksonville at home. You know what? Fournette. They got the new running back, Houston. I'm going Jacksonville. I don't like that pick, but I'm going Jacksonville.
Yeah, this is a tough game. I think. Has Jacksonville dropped 2 in a row?
They may have.
500.
Man, so this is and I didn't pick this game yet. Usually, I already picked my games, so I'm torn on this game, man. You got Jacksonville still 5th in defense.
You know, they're a different team without Fournette, man. They're a different team.
They are, man.
They're a different team because they really should be a top team, but without Fournette, they're just not the same. But
and I just don't like Bortles. Y'all know him and Dak Prescott. I just don't like either one of them guys, man.
Houston's playing well lately too, man.
Yeah, Houston's been picking up some wins, man.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn on who I want to go with, man. I don't know. My guts, man, I don't know. I'm gonna go home team Jacksonville, but I can see Houston pulling it out. But I'm gonna go Jacksonville, man. All right, Mike, who you got?
I got the Jags. I got the Jags out at home. I'm going with them. They let me down the last couple of weeks. I picked them. I just don't see them losing 3 games in a row. But, they picked up Carlos Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that'll help them out because they need the running back. I think Blake Bortles, they're built to run first. And without a running back, the whole offense looks like a ton of – it just looks like just a shat show. It's kind of bad,
Yeah, they asked Bortles to do more than what he
carry the load. He carries high. He's a tough running back. Right. And even if he gets 3 yards to carry, then they can do the little play actions like Allen Robinson, those receivers that aren't fast but big.
Definitely.
They're not fast, so now they've been trying to throw the fast receivers. I got them at home.
Right.
I got them at home.
Right.
All right, Wood.
All right, now, thinking about these 2 mascots, you got a jaguar, ruthless. That animal is ferocious. If he looks at his prey, he's going to jump on him, pounce on him, and eat him. However, Texans, I'm going to imagine that the Texans are a bunch of cowboys, and they're going to see that the Jacksonville wants to kill him. But then they're human beings with guns, and they're going to shoot down the Jaguars. The Jaguars are done. The Houston Texans will be victorious.
Woody Wood, I like the pick, baby. I like that, man.
I was going to go Houston, but I stuck with Jags.
This gives a chance for to pick up.
So you're the only one with Houston, Wood.
That's correct.
So you might pick up a game.
Opportunity.
I'm just playing around. There's a method to my madness, bro.
Game. I think at this point you might want to go against everybody else. Get back in this thing.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get out the basement. I don't like it down here.
Further behind.
I don't like it down here. Halloween's right around the corner. I'm trying to get out of here. I thought because sore last night I heard the Michael Myers music. No, absolutely not. Gotta get up out of here.
All right, the next game is Dallas at Washington, man.
Dallas at Washington. This is interesting.
Dallas at Washington.
As soon as you text me the thing, I said I went right through the game and said I'm going to sit. Now I'm going through the picks right now, picking them, and every game seems tighter than what I initially thought. But
this is your curveball.
Yeah, because I think conventional wisdom wants you to say Washington at home. I don't like Washington. And they played a good game last week. Who did they play?
They played Carolina.
They played Carolina. They played really well. Can they do that 2 weeks in a row is my question. And I'm not quite sure they can. But can Dallas put 2 wins in a row is the question. And obviously who did they play? They blew Jacksonville out, right?
Yeah.
And I think they surprised everybody. I didn't expect them to play as well as they did. As much as I kind of grind Dak up, he played a great game last week. I don't think he does that 2 weeks in a row, and I'm going to go Alex Smith. and the Skins home.
Oh, you
Yeah.
switching it up for us, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Skins.
Okay. It's tough. And the thing is, I just read this injury report on these guys, but I can't remember. But I think Washington has a couple receivers out, maybe even Chris Thompson, their third down back. I'm not sure, but I think originally I still had Washington, but I don't know once I'm looking at two receivers now. Who'd you go with? Washington?
I went with Washington.
Yes, yeah, he picked the Redskins.
Fuck, man, I was gonna go with Washington. That's all right. We'll believe it. I was gonna go with Washington. I want to get back in the thing. I have Washington circled down. The only one I don't have a thing on is my bottoms, my last one. So I'm gonna just stick with Washington, man. But I could have been in first place if I went with Dallas. But I'm going with Washington.
That coveted first spot.
I know Baltimore's gonna win that game, so I could have been in first. So I might end up with a tie or something this week.
That coveted first spot.
All right, go ahead, Mike. Something's telling me stick with Dallas, though. I think Mike's out. Mike, you want me to make your pick? All right, well, go make your pick.
So just to confirm, Rome, you picked the Redskins?
Yeah, unfortunately, man.
All right. Now, listen, man. Y'all got to understand that I'm a big fan of the classic music. The Native Americans were a band called Redbone who came out with a song called Come and Get Your Love. Yeah, I need some love, y'all. I need some love. I need love from the Native Americans. So I'm going with the Washington team. I'm going with them. I'm going to tell you why. Because you're like, wow, what if you picked the Cowboys the last game, the Texans? But let me tell you, the Dallas Cowboys are inept. They don't have the capabilities of shooting down the Native Americans because this is their land and they're going to be able to come back and win with the bows and arrows. So I'm going with the Washington team. They're going to be victorious.
All right, Mike, your pick, Dallas, Washington.
I got the Skins. I don't think Dallas, they had too big of a win last week. They're feeling too good about themselves. I don't like Washington 2 weeks in a row. Divisional game, tight one. Washington wins home game.
All right, so we all went with Washington. All right, next game is Cincy at KC.
Cincy at KC.
Both of them lost last week.
This is a no-brainer for me. Andy Reid at home, one of the best coaches after a loss. That's what he does. He wins. I don't even think it's close. Not close, but it'll be a good game. But I don't like Cincinnati. Don't like dog. Andy Reid. Big Red.
All right, same thing. I had Kansas City circled. I'm going with them. I made a mistake last week going with Cincinnati and Andy Dalton. Of course, he couldn't get the job done. There's no way he gets the job done in Arrowhead. I'm going with Kansas City. McCline, on you.
KC barbecue, baby. I think they're cooking up some best. Yeah, I think KC big at home.
Yeah. They smoking some Bengal this week.
KC, hey, listen, KC, you know they got a lot of injuries on D, so at all lines, defensive line, at all levels, linebackers and secondary. So when they get their defensive players back, they're gonna be a handful. So
yeah, I think yeah. But the thing about Kansas City, I think they score at least 24 or 27 points on every game, man.
Yeah, and it seems like more.
Come with something. Yeah, you better come with something.
Right.
Can Dalton match Mahomes?
Right.
I doubt it.
Right.
I doubt it.
Right.
Wood, what you got?
That's how it's going. We're staying with the Native Americans. The Native Americans are going to see the Bengals. The Bengal tiger is going to try to pounce on the Native American. But guess what? The Native American knows this land just like the Bengal tiger. So help me out, Redbone. Give me some more. Yeah, thanks a lot, fellas. I appreciate it. The Kansas City Chiefs will be victorious over the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right.
Yeah, I got it. All right, last game. Giants at the Falcons.
Giants at the Falcons. Do we need
New Jersey Giants at the Atlanta Falcons?
you gotta.
I refuse to call them New York because they don't play in New York.
They play in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I got family from Jersey. They love the Giants, but the Giants obviously maybe one of the worst teams in the NFL. Either them or the Raiders, and who knows? But Atlanta at home. Matt Ryan will outplay Eli.
Yeah, I got a question. Who's worse? The Giants or the Raiders? I gotta go with the Raiders.
I go Raiders too.
It's just ridiculous.
Khalil Mack has as many sacks as the Raiders. He's one sack behind the Raiders' total defense. Big mistake by Gruden letting him go. He's got all the money. They can't even sign a decent player at any position. David Carr is a joke. He's not a starter in this league. He a serviceable starter if he is, but yeah, the Raiders forget about it.
The worst thing was they do an interview with Gruden after the Mack trade, and he says we need a pass rush. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Gruden, man, and I like Gruden, man, but they gave this guy way too much credit for that Super Bowl, man. He's doing some.
Give me Atlanta. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm going with Atlanta too. The Dirty Birds. Giants stink.
Right. Their bright spot is Saquon. That's their bright spot. Odell's a child too. He's one temper tantrum away from me like not liking him really. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go ahead, Wood.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a little falcon. The New York Giants will be victorious. How is a falcon going to defeat a giant? My brother Zach was right. Shout out to Zach, watching the show, put his picks in. He picked the Philadelphia Eagles, the Saints, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Giants. I'm glad we see eye to eye on that, brother, because the New York Giants are going to stomp the Falcons. Please tell me how a Falcon can defeat a Giant. It is virtually impossible. A Giant in the name of Saquon Barber is his last name, but anyway, he's a Giant, and the Giants are going to win.
The Giants. Okay.
And that's the wrap up of our.
Hey, let me explain something to y'all. Rome done hit the mute button. He's still cracking up off of the Giant Gruden thing, man. He can't even control himself right now, man. He hit the mute button about a minute and a half ago. He's still in tears. He's in tears. But yeah, fellas, that's good stuff, man. That's our pick 6, man. And we asked y'all, man, to follow us in, man. We had one of our good listeners, man. He made some picks. Y'all want to hear Zach, an avid listener? He made some picks.
Oh, Wood already announced them. We go ahead.
He did them?
Yeah, Wood announced them.
Yeah, I shot them all out.
Oh, okay, good stuff. That's what's up. That's my bad, fellas. All right, fellas, that's our pick 6, man. We gonna move this thing. We gonna keep this train moving.
Pick 6.
6. Good stuff, Roman Wood. What's up, fellas, man? What we gonna talk about, man? The NBA season, man, has upon us, man. It's officially reached us,
Here
man, this past week.
come Philadelphia. 76ers, yeah, 10, 9, 8, 76ers. Ow! Remember what that song grows on you, doesn't it?
All right, good stuff, Wood. The Sixers, man. Obviously, the season is young. 1-1. The opener against Boston, and we played Chicago and we dominated. I think we did what we supposed to do against Chicago. How do you guys think the Sixers look so far? Are they kind of still early to tell? 2 games into an 82 game long season, but what do you like from the Sixers, JD? What are some of the things you've seen that you liked, and some of the things that maybe you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, the first game against the Celtics, I don't particularly think they match up well with the Celtics. So I didn't think they would struggle as bad as what they did, but they basically were getting blown out that game. You know, once the second half began.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you could see that it was out of it. I think when Embiid knows stuff ain't going well, then he starts to drift out to the 3-point line, and then he's just hoisting up threes and stuff. Yeah, Redick wasn't hitting his jumpers, and Shamit wasn't hitting his stuff. So I mean, once you get down there, and it's a 3-point, it's a shooter's league now, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have a big man, yeah. I mean, that's good. I like Embiid, and I think he can dominate if he stays down low, and that could open stuff up for the shooters. But I think the Sixers need more shooters. I think right now, when you look at them, it's Redick and Shamit. That's the only ones that can really consistently knock down 3-pointers.
Right.
I mean, the only other one is Korkmaz, but Brown's not playing him, so
Is Shark
that's
is Shark a
yes.
3-point shooter? Shark, I know you had a couple against Chicago.
Dario, yeah, but he's a streaky. Like he's not really a knockdown 3-point shooter. I think when you look at Redick and Shamit, they are. And whenever Wilson Chandler comes back, he could hit the threes. He could knock down threes. So you got them two. I think. Go ahead.
How do you feel about Fultz, JD, so far? Obviously he's big, and I ask everybody about Markel. But how do you see Fultz, and what are some things you've seen from Fultz?
It's kind of it. My problem is like you get emotional with Fultz because you want to see him do good, and I think sometimes like he has open shots, like just catch and shoot. And he doesn't, it looks like he's not comfortable with just catch and shoot. It's like he has to catch, gather himself, and then shoot it.
Right.
That's my issue with Fultz. And then he just got to be more aggressive with his jump shot also.
Right.
And I guess that comes with the catch and shoot thing. Like sometimes you just got to let it go, man.
Right.
Like forget everything else, man. You're a ball player, you know. I mean, this is what you've been doing your whole life, man.
Right.
You just got to get out there and just pull it sometimes. Like, who cares? If Brown wants to sit you down, then he just sits you down, man. But you just got to pull it. I mean, because the way the crowd's going with him, it's like, you know, when you got like that 12th man off the bench and he never gets in the game, and you know how the crowd gets every time he catches the ball, they just want him to pull it and shoot it. That's how it is with Fultz. I mean, this dude's a number 1 overall pick, man. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't. It definitely shouldn't. McLeod, I'm gonna ask you because we know you're big on Fultz, and you want to see him succeed like we all do. What have you seen from Fultz that you like so far in this very early season? It's kind of hard. You don't have a lot to work with. But what are some of the things you see that you like and dislike, and just how do you see the Sixers so far at this 1-1 mark of the season?
Well, I like what I see from the team. I think they clearly showed when they played an inferior opponent that they can dominate. So that shows that we're a good team. We're missing some pieces. I really think they're going to make some moves really think about last year with our team, we picked up Ilyasova and our other shooter. What was the guy's name? Bellinelli. We picked those guys up at the expiring contract. It wasn't even a trade. So I think the way Brett Brown and maybe Ellen Branson, they're hand in hand, they had this lineup going in. But I alluded to it before. I think it might be some more moves that have to be made, depending on Markel. If he's going to just be aggressive, I don't even think. I mean, he has to shoot that open jump shot. Just shoot it, like Rome said. Get it out the way. You miss, you miss. There's plenty of times you see these young guys. This is his true rookie season. A lot of those guys shoot 5 for 15. A lot. You know, there's good scorers in the NBA that always have a bad 40% shooting average. And, you know, but I think he also settles. I was thinking deeply, and this might ruffle a few feathers, but I love Brett Brown. I think Brett Brown is one of the better coaches in the NBA. I don't think he's top 5. Well, he might be top 5. But I don't think for somebody like Fultz, that he's growing Fultz the way he needs to be grown. I think Fultz you got to go high pick and roll with Fultz. He's not comfortable enough to take that handoff and make the decision. Like, I watched Kawhi tonight. They put that in Toronto because of San Antonio. Mm-hmm. That curl. Mm-hmm. He's not coming off the curl just ready to shoot. Either shoot or take a hard layup. Yeah. He's tentative. He's thinking. So I think it might be some time that we get to see him flourish with our offense with him. He's not really – that offense is for jump shooters. Look how Shenman, when he comes off the curl, he'll pull it. 18-footer, 20-footer. But that's his game. I think Fultz is more of a driver, or he has to take a couple – he's a rhythm shooter. It's two different types of shooter. He could be a rhythm shooter or a catch and shoot. So I think it's going to be some time until we get to see him look comfortable with this system because – you know, he's a rookie. This is really his rookie year.
How much?
Just want to see some aggression from folks. I want to see some aggression. If you're not going to score, go out there and defend your ass off. Like, be the defender. You're long. Go rebound. Defend. Right. Make yourself known. Make yourself known from other than scoring because you're feeding into the frenzy of the media, proving everybody you can shoot. Right. If he comes out and plays like most rookies, you earn it on the defensive end. Right. Even the number 1 picks, they usually are better than average defenders, unless they're the scorer.
Right.
You know, defense is easier. So I think he needs to play a little better D. I've been upset with his defense.
Right.
Off the pick, he's always trailing. He's always, when they set a pick, he's always chasing. I never see him just fight through a screen. Put yourself out there. Maybe it's a shoulder though. Right. Maybe it's a shoulder. Right. I don't know.
No, Mike, I agree with you 100%, man. I think a lot can start from defense, man. Just hustling on D and playing well on D, and I think that's where Markel should focus on. And I think other things come from that, you know, opportunities with hustling, you know, layups and things like that that can help build his confidence, so to speak. McCline, I'll ask you right back, or JD, whoever wants to jump in. How do you feel about Fultz starting or being placed in the startup line? Do you think that's the right move? Would you do that? Say, were you in Brett Brown's position? Are you the head coach? Do you start Fultz right now?
Ooh, I would start him. I would start him, but I would play him differently. They did it in the game too. So game 1, he didn't get in the second half. He went with TJ. TJ shown to been proven in Boston to play okay. And I think that Brett was trying, he overcoached and tried to win the game with TJ. Mm-hmm. When he's not going to be able to guard those other guards. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to just let folks live. You got to live with them. Like, you already started him. Play the guy 30 minutes, man. Give him his 30 minutes. Right. You're not going to start him in the second half, but you're going to give him 30 minutes. Then do it. Right. And then in the fourth quarter, I feel like in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go, it depends on how he's playing.
Right. Hey, Wood, how you feel about the Sixers, man? Tell me how you feel about the Sixers and talk some Markel Fultz.
Hey, Paisan, I thought you forgot about me over here. I was over here waiting. I was waiting to talk about Markel Fultz. Big fan. Let me tell you something about Markel Fultz. Let me tell you something more about Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. I am a huge fan of Inside the NBA. The last 2 games were nationally televised. I stay up late. I watch that second game just so I can get the Inside the NBA. If I was smart, I would just record it so I would take my butt to sleep. But anyway, that's a whole other topic of discussion. So, I absolutely love the dynamic. They go back and forth. I like when Charles Barkley said, y'all just leave Markel Fultz alone, please. Leave Markel Fultz alone. He's going to be all right. And that I agree 100%. I also like when Charles Barkley said, back when I played with those bums in Philly, I had to do everything. And then when I got traded to the Suns, I let Dan Marley and Kevin Johnson do their thing. I could take a cigarette break. I thought that was the funniest stuff. Charles Barkley always keeps it 100. I love that about him. So let me tell you something like this. Sixers lost the first game. I think they need time to gel, to create synergy. Second game was a thump, and I loved it. It was really refreshing to see. Sixers are 1-1. Now the world is at the palm of their hand. And once they start gelling, the NBA Eastern Conference better watch out. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Go ahead, fellas. I think they're 1-1. I think our first two games probably is a microcosm of how this season is going to go. I see us. I think we did the over and under. I think mine was around 52. It's too early. It's too early for me to really get into it. But I see the Sixers winning. About 52 games. I see us getting out of the first round. Whether we get out of the second round, I think that's the question for me. That's how I look at it right now. Do we get out of the second round? I think it's too early, obviously, to start talking about playoffs. But I like Embiid. I like Ben Simmons, and I want to see Fultz succeed. I know Mike alluded to Shemet. Is it Shemet or Shemet?
I believe it's Shemet.
Shemet. Yeah, and he spoke about that possibly making Fultz expendable. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Do you still agree with that, Mike? Do you still think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I think it's always a possibility. Two sides to every coin. But I think this sink or swim. Sink or swim.
I think they have to play them. Don't screw up like you did with Okafor, where you just stop playing them and then his trade value goes down. You got to get him out there and actually play the guy, man. See what he has. Because, if Fultz could play, then we got a formidable team, man. With them three, Embiid, Simmons, and what's the name, and Fultz, I think that's solid. And then the other players are just role players, man. They just pieces to fit in there to put the icing on the cake. But if Fultz can't play, at least you're showing another team, like somebody else will take him just because he was a number one overall pick.
Right.
And they're going to give you something of value back for him. So that's the thing. But you just can't screw up like you did with Okafor and just say, we ain't going to play the guy. Because what did we get for Okafor? Like a second round pick or something dumb like that?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Or guy that was, what was he, the third overall pick?
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you get a second round pick back for him just because y'all didn't want to play him? Come on, man.
Bad management.
Yeah, that was just horrible. Damn, Colangelo.
You know, Rome. Something I was thinking about when I was thinking about Fultz. I said, you know what? He might just be one of them guys that'd take the actual 3-year contract to see what he got. Because the luxury Ben showed up this year. This is Ben's third year. Now you see it.
That is the truth, man. That dude, he's unstoppable at times. Yeah.
What you gonna do with that guy? Then. Embiid, his third year was last year. He was hurt the first two, but he had 3 years of experience. And I always think about Oladipo. Oladipo was the number 2 pick, and now he's a star. But it took him a couple years.
Yeah, because Oladipo is really the best 2 guard in the East.
He is. But it took him, 4 years?
Like 4 or 5 years, yeah. Like this is his 5th year, right?
This is his 5th, yeah.
Yeah, so it took him 4 years to really come into his own.
Yeah, so
it might be like that for folks.
Because the talent's there. It's like Oladipo, he had to put it together for the NBA. It's a different game.
Yeah, you're right. I hope it's like that. I hope folks turns into something. I really hope so. But we'll see. It remains to be seen.
It's a real early season, fellas. It's only 1-1. We got a game tomorrow night, right, Ron?
against the Magic.
Against the
And
Magic.
they playing tonight in Florida. So, I mean, that should be a blowout for the Sixers.
Right.
Them having to get on the plane, travel up to Philly, and play.
Right.
And just looking at their squad overall, I mean, that shouldn't be close. It should be a blowout just like last night's game.
Right.
Yeah, double-digit win.
I did like the win against the Bulls. The Sixers, I think they proved that towards the end of the year that they can beat the teams they're supposed to beat. So, hopefully they put it together, man. It's obviously still an early season, so we still got some ways to go. 1-on-1 early season. You guys want to have some fun, man? Y'all want to, before we wrap this thing up, y'all want to have some fun, man? Some of these topics we discussed. We got a fun topic on. That's what's up, fellas. We got a fun topic we're gonna talk about here on Broad Street 444. I think our listeners and anybody that tunes into the show will enjoy this. We do a lot of top fives and things like that. This is our top five with a little twist to it. We're doing our top 5 most disliked NBA players of all time. Top 5 disliked NBA players of all time. And we're going to jump right into it. We ain't going to waste no time. Oh, Ron was putting up the...
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. You want me to name mine?
Hey Ron, let me get out the way, man. Let me do mine, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna get the hell out the way, because I don't, I'm not big on this one. I had to write some of these slugs down because I don't even,
You came up with it.
Yeah, I did, because I had my top 2 is all I really wanted to say for real, and then the rest are just by default. Number 5, Kurt Thomas. Power forward for the Miami Knicks, for the Knicks in Miami. Just never liked Kurt. He played tough. He was a hustler. Something about him that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. I'm not getting deep into it. Number 4, I'm going. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. I never was a Reggie Miller fan, man. Really, man. I didn't like Miller, man. I kind
of figured somebody would have him up there.
And like when we do our top 5 most disliked, I'm not just going by, if you're a bum or, it might be because the guy was good and he scorched us. You know what I mean? So part of me not liking was him scorching. The Sixers, we went up against Indiana in those AI years, and we had to get past those teams. Was Miller? No, Miller wasn't. Miller wasn't really around for that, but
yes, he was.
Yeah, he was around. Right. We right, exactly. And he got off on the Sixers, so that's part of my reason. But not just that. I just wasn't the biggest Reggie fan. I like him. I like him on TNT now, though. Number 3, I'm gonna go with somebody, man. Back in the '80s, I just didn't care for Bill Lambert. He's my number 3. We all know Lambert and the bad boy. You kind of look back in retrospect. I mean, bad boy and all that defense. I get it, but it wasn't a Lambert fan. These are my top 2 who the number 3 was just the false. I gotta say this, man. Evan Turner, man. I mean, when you talk about the disappointment, man, number 2 big, man. I can't get over it, man. As a GM, as an organization, you can't mess up top 5, top 10 picks. You're not supposed to mess those up, man. And that was the year DeMarcus Cousins came out. I really couldn't even believe they got Evan Turner from Ohio State. I mean, that was even the bigger, Evan Turner, just for being a disappointment, man. I think that was a bad pick by the Sixers, man.
You know what, man? That goes back to my point about in the one and done age, you don't draft a senior that high, man.
Right.
That's my point. That was kind of my point with the one and done thing. Like, you can't draft a senior that high.
Exactly my point.
Trash, man. Yeah.
He's
a role player at best.
At best, because if he was that good, he would have left earlier.
Yeah, what the hell is he still doing in college?
Right. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends, they know I was tight about that pick when it happened, and I still ramp and rave. And number one, man, I'm right back with my home team. Of course, this is Broad Street 444, man. This guy, I mean, he literally committed armed robbery without all he was missing was a gun. And this guy literally be in the penitentiary right now buying them. Yeah, he was a joke. And let me say this, because I actually have a witness in studio right now. Hold on, let me bring Mac over, because the day the trade happened, my good friend Zach, come here, Mac. Come on, Mac, because you're the only one that can prove it, man. When they made the trade, the first thing Mac said is, "See, how do you feel about it?" Mac, tell him what I said. Huh?
We done.
No. Tell me if this was the first thing, yes or no. I said, that's if that slug even plays a game for us. Was that my statement, yes or no, verbatim? Correct? Can y'all hear that?
Correct.
Yeah, I heard him say correct.
That was the first thing. He said, how you feel about them the Bynum trade? I said, that's if that slug even plays a game for us. That's the first thing I said. That's my number one. I'm not even going to work myself up about this one, because I could get PO'd. But you guys go ahead, man. It's your world.
All right, I'm going to go jump in. I got 6. I always got some extra stuff. 6 is Draymond Green. I just don't care for that guy, man.
I don't either, JJ.
I think he's overrated. I think he's just an average guy who plays with these superstars, man. They keep giving this guy all-star nods. It's ridiculous.
Couldn't agree with you more. Ridiculous.
Next one is Bill Laimbeer. Just like you said, see, everybody hated that guy. My next one is Bruce Bowen. And just for the fact he would always step under a jump shooter and they would come down and twist that, you know what I'm saying? And then mess the ankle up every time. I just hated Bruce Bowen, man. Next one is Zsa Pachulia. He's kind of the same way. He's always out there entering players. Man, I don't get this guy.
Right. And they give these guys defensive kudos, like, you know what I mean? And they,
just dirty players.
They don't give you a spot to land on after the jump shot, and it's called good D. But what can we do about it, huh?
Next one was Rodman, just for his antics.
I knew somebody was going to have Rodman in there, because I really, he said his antics. JD is at the mute button. JD has left the building again because he is in tears. he is cracking himself up. But
number one is Dwight Howard. I just hate this guy. He never shows up, and he's all the athleticism in the world. And I just never liked Dwight.
Is Howard still in the league?
He plays for the Wizards now. He should have been dominant like Shaq, man.
Yeah.
It's just a sorry career. The sad thing is he'll still go to the Hall of Fame because everybody makes the Hall of Fame in basketball. But I think he's just had a disappointing career, man. Yeah. That's mainly why I put him number one on my list. He's number one on my list.
I like him on the list. Yeah. I don't know if I'll get good stuff. Wood or Mike Wood. Let me hear what you got, man. Top 5.
All right, top 5. Players. A lot of you guys said the ones that's on my list. Bill Laimbeer, Sean Bradley, Kwame Brown, Evan Turner, and Andrew Bynum. Those are the 5 NBA players that I'm not a fan of at all.
I didn't expect. I didn't expect you guys. I didn't expect the guys to have Turner and Bynum in there. Well, maybe Bynum, but good stuff. Wood, let me hear it again. Wood, my bad.
It's all good, man. I'll tell you right now. Bill Laimbeer, Sean Bradley, Kwame Brown, Evan Turner, and Andrew Bynum.
Right.
I hate him in that hair bowl that he had when he was sitting on the sideline. Looking ridiculous.
Hey Wood, let me ask you about Bradley. With just the sheer disappointment or
sheer disappointment. Well, I believe he was number one pick. Maybe he was number 2 after Shaq. I don't remember exactly, but
he was too.
Yeah, I just wish that we would pick Shaquille O'Neal. No, wait, sorry, we only had the second pick.
Chris Webb.
Yeah, thank you. I just wish we'd have made a better pick than Sean Bradley. He was.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even like him in Space Jam.
Hold on. Was that the year where it was Webber, Bradley, Penny?
Might have been.
Or was that Shaq, Bradley, and then somebody else?
I didn't even like Sean Bradley in Space Jam. There, I said.
Yeah, man, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to check, but I think it was Webber, Bradley, Penny. Because I always said they should have just drafted Penny and then traded.
Yeah.
Because Orlando had the first pick, yeah. So they should have just took Penny and then traded, and we would have had Webber. But these clowns picked Bradley.
Yeah, it's. Do you blame Bradley or the organization? I don't.
Always the organization. How can you blame Bradley?
Right.
Like this guy should have been drafted in the 20s or something.
Right.
It's just like Evan Turner. Like I don't really blame him.
Right.
I blame these idiots that picked him, man.
Right.
I mean, the Bynum, I gotta blame Bynum.
Yeah.
Right, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm just taking the money and I'm never playing the game.
Yeah.
Set. Yeah.
Right. That you right, Rome. That was Chris Webber number 1, Sean Bradley number 2, Penny Hardaway 3, and Jamal Mashburn was number 4. So Webber, Bradley, Hardaway, and then Mashburn. That's good stuff. Michael McCline, what you got, man? What you got, Mike?
I got number 5, Adam Morrison. Great college player. Number 1 pick, right? Or like number 2, something crazy.
Yeah, he was something up there, man.
Something up there.
Did what's his name pick him? Did Jordan pick him?
I think Jordan might have picked him for the 5.
Yeah, I think Jordan drafted him. Typical Jordan.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a Jordan draft pick.
Yeah. I never liked Adam Morrison. I liked him in college, I ain't gonna lie, but I didn't like him for the league. I kind of saw it coming.
For the league, I knew he wasn't exactly McCline.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm right with you.
Like you said, late 20th round, 2020 pick, 19, late first round. But
yeah, who cares?
Right.
But it's funny to me how he got picked high, but he was like a great college player, but Jalen Brunson still goes in the second round.
Right.
Just doesn't add up to me.
Right.
But,
right.
If it's all for college careers.
Right.
But
right.
Then I got him up there, man, and I think I'm always gonna feel this way, even if the Sixers win a championship and he's on the team. Bob Covington. I just think the guy's a joke, man. I hate him.
I forgot about I hate him.
I just they in an utter disdain for Bob because he can't make a basketball play. He either can catch it and shoot it, or it's a turnover.
Yeah.
One or the other on the offensive end. And I'm a defensive kind of guy. But in on the ball defense, I don't see it. I see him in the passing lanes. I see him as a great help defender. But on the ball, I don't see him stop anybody on the ball. Lock him down. Gets a lot of deflections. I guess it's all about the stats now. It's not about the intangible part of the game or what you see. It's about the stats because he's a great analytical defender.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's all the analytics, man. That's why they say he's a great defender, man. But when you see him, he just gets beat every day, all day long. All night, he gets beat.
Yeah, one-on-one, he can help and stuff, and he can get hands. He does get a lot of hands on balls, but when I grew up, that wasn't even pure defense. They actually keep a stat now for deflections. They didn't count deflections when I played basketball in the 90s and the early 2000s. That wasn't even a stat. Deflections, it's not a turnover. It's a freaking deflection.
Right.
But they count that now, and he leads the NBA in it. So I just have a disdain for Bob.
Right.
Then Jacques Vaughn.
Everybody
loves Jacques Vaughn.
Where you at? Where you at on the number of your list? He's what?
I got Jacques Vaughn number 3 all time.
Okay. Okay.
Jacques Vaughn.
Hmm.
He was with the Jazz, right? Then he goes to the Hawks also.
Yeah, like the Bulls.
Yeah.
They kept him with a job because he went to Kansas. He went to Kansas, and he was good.
What was he on, the Paul Pierce teams?
No, he was before Paul. He might have been there with like Ostertag.
Oh, yeah. Because I think him and Ostertag was on the Jazz together. So.
Yeah, they probably did. That seemed like they would go to the Jazz.
Yeah.
But type of player, system player. But they love Jacques Vaughn, but I just didn't see it. I
bet you he probably played like 16 years in the league.
Backup point guard. Probably so. Probably so, man. I didn't like that guy. My number 2, and I actually liked him in college because he played for my team, North Carolina. North Carolina used to be my team when they had Dean Smith, but I disowned him once they got rid of Dean. But Tyler Hansborough. Yeah. I didn't like him.
Oh, great. Yeah, I think he was a joke. Yeah, good pick, Mike. Go ahead.
How did he get picked so early? He might have been a top 10 pick, man.
I'm top 5 maybe. No, top 5 maybe, top 10 definitely. I think.
Yeah, he was sorry, man. I just didn't like Tyler Hansborough. His little brother had more heart than him, little guard for Notre Dame. You know.
Yeah.
But they gave him a shot too. I don't know how he gets a shot at the league.
Right.
He got a shot.
Right.
Hansborough Tyler shouldn't have got a shot at the league. Because he was with like the Pacers for a little bit. I remember that.
How many?
I was just looking at this guy's game like that's not NBA.
That's not NBA basketball. Yeah.
What are we doing here when we let that type of guy into the league, man?
How many years did he play? How many years was the North Carolina pedigree?
8 or 9, man. Maybe 8 to 10.
Yeah. Oh wow, he got that many. Yeah, he got that many years. I'm surprised. Go ahead, Mike. Who's your number 1?
Oh, Sean Bradley, man.
Sean Bradley. Yeah.
It wasn't even personal with the Sixers. He just was a sorry son of a gun, man. He was a sorry human being. Right. It's upsetting when I think about that guy playing basketball, man.
Right. Go ahead, man. I couldn't agree with you more.
Freaking upset, man. That's all I can say.
That's a good stuff. That's a good point you made because we decided not to be against the players so much, the organization. But Bradley, I mean, you can kind of be mad. You can kind of be mad at him, upset with him as a player, man, because he was a joke.
He was a joke.
Yeah, that was almost comical, man. It was almost
it was bad.
I don't know if it was comical or baffling. I don't know which adjective you would use more, like baffling or comical.
He went to like BYU or something,
right?
And it was like we never even heard of this guy.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Thing, man, and they drafted him. Yeah, and then we see like the highlights. You like, come on,
right.
Come on, I could distinctly remember that draft, man.
Yeah, exactly. What year was that?
What are we doing, man? It was like 90. What was that? Like 93 or something like that. Something like
right about high school. Beginning of high school.
He was in high school. Right. Yeah, I remember that. So you know, like you really into basketball. Like that was our thing. Like every night you in the crib watching that.
Right.
They grabbed Sean Bradley, man.
That was the Weatherspoon. In Charles Shackelford era.
Yeah, I knew Weatherspoon was there. Yeah, that was that year right after what's that?
Yeah.
That had to be right after
Barkley.
Yeah,
went to the
Barkley got traded.
They had those whack jerseys with the stars on them.
Yeah, that's when it just got so bad, man.
It was terrible.
Like once you start changing jerseys and stuff, like you know you in a bad era, man.
Right.
And stop changing jerseys.
Right.
Like you don't have a winner. Like they just trying to get a fan somebody into the stands.
Right. Trying anything.
Yeah.
Free hot dogs in the third quarter. Like I mean, they trying everything. Right.
Look at like Hillary Clinton getting with Jay-Z and Beyonce to try to get some votes, pandering.
Right.
The worst thing you can do, man.
Anything. Just go
doing anything for a buck.
Yep.
Hey man, that was
Yeah,
good
that was
stuff.
bad uniforms, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff, y'all. Cause y'all brought up a lot of memories, a lot of guys that I forgot about, man. I forgot all about Bradley, man. That was horrible. I think Witherspoon was our best player for a few years.
He
But,
was.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah, Weatherspoon and like hurt. What we had, Jeff Malone.
Might have had Jeff Malone out there, Joe.
yeah.
Cell 3.
Yeah, I think Hersey left a little bit before those, maybe. Yeah, but
Ron Anderson.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, Ron Anderson. Come on, whoa.
Yeah.
The
Ron
Sixers
Anderson was like Ron Anderson.
had some bad teams,
Some
man.
bad teams.
Some bad teams throughout our lifetime, man.
Let me tell you, they wouldn't be relevant today if it wasn't for AI coming, man. After Barkley left, if it wasn't for AI, man. He was literally our
Can you
saving
imagine
grace.
if they would have screwed up? If they would have messed up and didn't draft AI,
Oh man.
Thank God for Croce. He knew he could handle him.
Right. Croce, a lot of people. I think here, I was gonna say people don't give him enough credit, but people in Philly understand the importance of Croce, man. That energy he brought. He definitely turned the organization around.
Hey, Chris.
Yo.
oh,
Y'all remember when Croce? Do y'all remember this? This is a Philly fact. That's for everybody, all of us. Do y'all remember when we was young and you got to go to the Sixers like exercise day and Pat Croce was the trainer? They would the schools would go on trips. And I remember Pat Croce then when he was a nobody. He was a trainer.
Yeah.
He went to Westchester to be an athletic trainer. But I remember it was a time he knew how to promote himself. But it was a time when the rec centers and schools would go on trips. And he would you would go to the stadium, the Spectrum, and he would just do exercises.
Yeah.
I used to work fill a job and stuff, and I remember going. I ain't never go with the school, but I remember he used to be a big thing.
Yeah.
And I guess he moved his way up to the top, man.
No, yeah, I definitely, Pat Croce definitely came in with the organization and worked his way up, man. So that was a credit to him, man. His energy and passion was infectious, man. It was a good thing for the Sixers, man. So yeah, fellas, man, we gonna wrap it up. We gonna wrap it up, man. We gonna put this one in the books, man. Any last points, JD, McCline? Any last things y'all want to say? Woody Wood? Any last second comments y'all want to make before we wrap
It was
this
good
thing
to be
up?
back. Good to be back with you brothers, man. It was real fun. Had a lot of fun tonight.
No doubt, man. I did too. I did as well.
yeah, I'm just ready for that Carolina game, man. I know I'm gonna be up there for the Temple game, that I gotta try to hurry back down here to catch the Eagles game since it's a 1:00.
Right.
So I'm gonna be tired this weekend.
Yeah. Hopefully Temple as well as the Eagles pull it out, man.
Yeah.
Temple got Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, they got
That's a
Cincinnati.
great team. They can knock them off, man, at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got Temple favorite.
Damn.
Well, it's even because they favor by 3, but still.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised because Cincinnati's like ranked number 20 or something.
Yeah, they ranked.
Cincinnati ranked? I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, their whole conference is good. Like, they got like 4 teams that's ranked.
Right.
I think they got like 3 undefeated. I think they got like 3 undefeated teams or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Penn State took a disappointing loss a week or two ago. Who did they lose to? I think we were number 9, and they lost to somebody.
They lost to Ohio State, and they lost to Michigan State. Yeah.
I think that's the Michigan State game that I really, I wanted them to beat Ohio State, but you can understand them losing to Ohio State. But yeah, the Michigan game was the one I was talking about. That was a disappointment, man. But I'm good show, fellas, man. Happy to have y'all. Happy to get do another show, man. We can't wait till we do it next time, man. My name Chris Colazzo on the behalf of Jerome Dooley, Mike McCline, James Woodruff. We signing off. Broad Street 444. Remember to follow us, man. We out of here. And remember, don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. We signing off.
Yo, Al, drop the beat.
Good stuff, fellas. Yeah, we signed.
I didn't record the first part of it. I messed up.
Yeah, I'm glad we
it. Peace out.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, y'all signing off.